Welcome to the channel, Kill Switch on 89, and what I wanted to take a look at in today's video is how diabolical damage affects each weapon class. Now we know that shooting the zombies in the head, and that's the yellow damage that you're seeing on the screen, causes extra damage. And what diabolical damage does is it increases the damage. So I wanted to test and see if this is a big change for each of the weapons or a small change, or just exactly what it does to each of the weapon classes. Now let's jump into SMGs. And again, before we start the testing, I just want to say that each weapon is going to give different damage, but what I'm talking about is what is each tier of diabolical damage do to, increase your damage. So what does tier 1 do? What does tier 2 do? And what I figured out with SMGs is each tier gives you 24 damage per tier. So your first tier is whatever your base weapon that you're using in the SMG category. It's going to stack another 24 damage onto the critical kill damage. And for SMGs, that's 24 per tier. So just remember, every time you buy a tier, it's going to give you 24 extra damage until tier 4, and that's not going to change. Now let's take a look at marksman rifles. And what I found out is it's going to give you 41 extra damage per tier. So each tier, again, 41 extra damage, and that stacks all the way to tier 4. So that's much more than the submachine guns. The submachine guns came out at 24 per tier, and now we're looking at the marksman rifles, and that gives you 41 per tier. So a big difference. So now let's look at assault rifles. And what I found out with assault rifles is that it's only going to increase your damage 17 per tier. So when you buy tier 1, it's going to go up 17, tier 2, 17, so on until tier 4. And so far, as we can see, if we look at the numbers, SMGs 24, marksman rifles 41, and you only get 17 damage per tier with assault rifles. And now let's go to that we're looking at the LMGs. What I found out was that with the LMGs, diabolical damage is only going to give you an increase per tier for 11 damage. So it's only going to give you 11 damage per tier for each of the 4 tiers. And that's the lowest category that we're going to see today. That is less than the SMGs, less than marksmen, less than assault rifles. You get almost no bonus damage, in my opinion, for the LMGs. So now let's take a look at sniper rifles, which is going to be the biggest increase we're going to see today. Now sniper rifles give you the biggest damage per tier of any weapons class, and that's going to be 76 damage per tier 1 through 3. Now something different happens when you get tier 4, and that's only going to increase your damage by 72 instead of 76. So a little bit of a difference, but not much. So just remember, tier 1 through 3 is going to be increasing your critical kill damage by 76, and tier 4 is only going to go up 72, but that's not that big of a difference. So let's move into pistols and shotguns. Now what I found with pistols and shotguns is it's going to give you the exact same damage upgrade per diabolical damage tier, and that comes out to 15 points per tier. So it's going to increase your critical kills by only 15, and it works the same way for the pistols and for the shotguns. So pretty interesting data. So it turns out that snipers give the most critical kill damage with diabolical damage. The submachine guns, again, just going over the numbers. Submachine guns are going to give you 24 per tier. Marksman rifles, 41 per tier. Assault rifles, 17 per tier. LMGs, 11 per tier. Sniper rifles, 76 until tier 4, and it's going to drop off to 72. And then again, the pistols and the shotguns are the same per tier, coming in at 15. And yeah, so this is pretty interesting. I hope that I explained this well enough. Of course, like I said in the beginning, the damage is going to be different for each weapon, but the damage increase with diabolical damage is going to be the same for each weapon class. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it made you understand how diabolical damage works. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching. This is Kill Switch on 89, and I hope to see you in the next.